so we're still down, and I'm like, huh? Like, no.
No.
Like, I'm in bed, like, where you are not welcome. But, like, just like, hon, I am face masked on, ripping ass in my bed sheets.
Yes. Yes.
No, you
No.
are not welcome here.
Suzie, I am so excited to have you. I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited to talk about all of your content that you're making. I am obsessed. I saw your video and I remember the first time I saw your ghost stories video, which we'll get into in a little bit because I want to
Yeah.
ask a little bit about you first. But they're brilliant. They're brilliant. I don't like you just nail it every single time. And I'm just so excited to talk to you about dating and your experiences and your besties' experiences and just really get into the dating world because as someone that's been in it, it's terrifying.
It is.
It's so scary. But let's start. I want to talk about you. I want to learn more about you. So your handle, I actually had to look this up. So on your TikTok, your handle is the female David Mitchell, and I didn't know who that was. So I had to look him up. So just tell me a little bit about why you chose that handle.
So that comes from so my original name was Suzie Positivity.
Uh-huh.
Because I used to be because I used to do a lot of like body positivity stuff, and I was like, well, kind of like fits into the name. And then when my videos so what I was originally went viral for was the Facebook videos that I made. It was it was community Facebook groups. And then I had so many people on literally every single video, but I don't know how long, telling me that I sounded like David Mitchell, the comedian.
Really?
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, really? I was like, I sat like, and then when I was watching the videos back, I was like, okay, I can kind of see it. And then people were saying that they were like, oh, like, I'm so sorry, but you really do sound like this is the biggest compliment. I loved it. And then because people were kind of treading a little bit on it, like kind of like on eggshells, like saying, oh, you really do sound like him. I really love him, but this is a compliment. And so I'm like, I get this on every single video. And I was like, well, because a lot of my content is audience led, that's the kind of the whole thing is everything is audience led a lot of the time. So I thought, well, why don't so people don't think that I'm that I'm offended by this, why don't I just call myself the female David Mitchell?
I like it.
And then so I changed it, and then everyone was like, oh, okay, like kind of just run with it. Like it's so I then thought, okay, I'll just run with it. So and then there was another name that I'm also called, which is In Advance.
Okay.
Which is a character in the when my Facebook videos they went viral again in December, and the new viewers thought that I was saying, instead of thanks in advance, because of my voice, they thought I was saying thanks in advance. And they thought that it was an old woman signing off on her Facebook posts.
Stop.
And then I was like, okay, how many people think I'm saying in advance? And then people say, what is she saying? And then, so I thought, right, let's run with this. I needed an admin character for the series. So I created a group admin character called Enid Vance.
I love that so much. So let me ask, because I feel like in both instances, like, okay, you're getting compared to like a male comedian, which, you know, was probably like a compliment. And then they're like, oh, you also sound like this old woman. Like, how did that feel for you? Because I feel like, too, since your content is very audience driven, I'm sure you
Yeah.
see a lot of comments. So I guess the second part of this question is going to be like, how have you been doing with just like comments, and especially TikToks? I feel like TikTok is an
Yeah.
interesting space for comments.
So one of my videos this is the most viral video that I've ever had, which is nothing to do with, it's weirdly enough, it very much ties in with this podcast, which is like embarrassing moments. And this was a very embarrassing moment that I had. So it sounds really traumatic, but I kind of like turned it into something funny, or so I thought. So there was a viral sound, I think about a year ago, saying that was rude. That was so that was like, and so I thought, right, I'm going to tell my own story, like people saying like that was rude. So when I was about 22, I'm 30 now. I fainted in a supermarket. uh,
No. Did you ever
yeah,
faint before?
Pardon?
Did you ever faint before that?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I wasn't very well for about a long period of time, and I had a like fainting spells, and this was in a supermarket in the middle of the bread section. That was fun. And I like fainted, and this lady was like, saw me, and she said, "Are you all right?" And then I just like face planted the floor and fainted, and they'd closed off the aisles. And where this supermarket is right next to the local hospital.
Okay.
So of course they have a lot of hospital workers around, and an off-duty paramedic was in the supermarket, and so he of course like was able to like tend to it. And of course the duty manager was on there at the time. I think, yeah, they'd like called the ambulance and everything like that. So like, but then when I faint, I can actually hear. So I am sort of
Oh.
like, it's kind of like I'm frozen a bit, so I can hear. I'm sort of conscious, so I am kind of aware of like everything. I just can't really move, and I'm not aware, and my eyes are shut.
Mm-hmm.
So they were obviously on the phone to the ambulance. They said, yes, a woman in her early 30s, I'm guessing 33. I was 22 at the time.
No!
And then so I was like, so of course I was unconscious, like what? And I was like, how do I look 33? Like, I mean, I'm 30 now, but like, and then so I told this story on TikTok alongside this thing, and the video blew up to 3 million views.
Shut up.
And the comments were nasty.
Yeah.
They were so bad. Like saying, yeah, you look 40, you look 40, you look 45. Maybe if you changed your appearance, you lost like a load of weight. Maybe if you like, you wouldn't look so old. It's because you're fat. Like, that's why you look so old. And I was like, you absolute boneheaded idiots. This happened 7 years ago. Can you not read?
No.
I was like, I literally said when I was 22, and then I put in the caption, I'm 30 now. This happened 7 years ago. I put it in the actual letters as well. This happened 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But still, they were saying, what, like, they were saying, what, like 22, how many years ago? And I'm like, then I was like, oh my God, like that was quite horrendous at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But then when the new, like, kind of videos started going viral, like, which was the, like, the Facebook group ones, the first anniversary of the Facebook ones are actually coming out next month.
Oh,
It's actually
exciting.
next month. So a whole year since I went viral, which is insane.
That's
So,
awesome.
so like those really kind of helped, like, because they were like, oh my God, you're so funny. This is really funny. And all of that. And I was like, okay, this is like really nice. And then I haven't had an absolute barrage of like mostly kind of hate comments on my looks or whatever
Mm-hmm.
when I was being funny. And well, of course, like, I'm always funny, but like, so,
Yeah.
but when it's like those sorts of things, it's like, okay, like when it's anything about my looks, then of course I get a barrage of like absolute disgrace. But as I've come to realize, the people that are leaving these nasty comments about like my looks or anything like that, if it's men,
Blech.
and but yeah, so if it is, then it's usually we don't bother with them anyway.
Right.
But yeah, like, we don't bother with that anyway. But the women, when they leave the comments, you just know that is pick me sure. You know that is just like, yeah, like pick me sure. Like, so I'm like, you're a woman and leaving that comment? Have you been picked yet, hun? Has he picked you yet? So that's all I can think of. Because of course I expect it from men. But like, but the women, I don't, it like, it's really strange. But then again, I just think they need to get some self-esteem and self-respect. But that's really it. But
Yeah.
but when I'm making anything about my looks or dating or whatever, I always like get those comments of, you should get, like, accept whatever you can get. And I'm like,
What? I'm sorry,
yeah,
what?
I get so many of those comments saying, oh, like, you should just said, like, because of course, like, being like fat or anything like that. And I'm just like, you do know being on your own is an option. we don't need, like, it's honest, it's so ridiculous that it's, of course, like, these men make, like, when they make the comments that they just don't see that being single's an option.
Yeah,
or anything like that.
It's almost like viewed as a negative thing. And I think it's a very positive thing. Like, I think you should take the time to be single and be picky and find what you are looking for. Like, that's the whole point of being single, is to find your solace.
Exactly. That was the exact advice my friend Kaya told me. After my last relationship ended, this was 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I said, I'm getting in these relationships. They're not even lasting a year. Like, I don't know what is going on. Like, am I ever going to find a relationship that's even going to last a year? Like, I said something, like, I said, I don't know what is happening or what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend said, you need to she said, this is very similar to, she said, I completely get this. She said, this is what you need to do. She said, do exactly what I did. She said, dedicate a time to being single.
Mm-hmm.
So just know anything. Like, said, and figure out who you are beyond a relationship or beyond even dating, and then figure out what you want, what your goals are, what you want. And she said, I did that. She said, I dedicated a year. She said, you don't have to go on for like as long as that. She said, but I dedicated a year. Then after a year, I did start dating again, because at that time, that was when Tinder came to like the massive populace that it is now.
Oh, wow.
And so she then went like onto dating, and she's now in the best relationship. She's been with him how long now? 11 years. It'll be 12 years in December, I believe.
Oh, that's
So
incredible.
yeah, and he is a very lovely, very wonderful man. And yeah, he and she's in the best relationship because she figured out how to be on her own, how to be single. And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, like I think a lot of women who, like, if they do find themselves, like, of course, like the thing that I've had like seen a lot of in, I wouldn't say close circles or anything like that, is women suddenly becoming single at the age of 30
Mm-hmm.
from being in long-term relationships, and they're suddenly figuring out who they are again, like after these relationships. And it's it's crazy how, especially like how dating is now. And because I must admit it is very different
Yeah.
to, like, because I mean, like when I was first on kind of the dating apps or whatever, when I was in my very like early 20s is very different to how it is now that I'm 30. Of course, as time has gone on anyway,
Right.
dating has changed, but it's very much kind of being picky with this. But I mean, as well, after my relationship ended, um so yeah, the relationship didn't last very long. I think it was only like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
But 3 weeks before I had met him, my best friend from university died.
Oh my
So
gosh, I'm so sorry.
it was quite a difficult time, and
Yeah.
it was, and before that as well, 3 months prior to my friend passing away, I had got out of a very not good relationship. So we're talking about 8 months of, oh my God, of I'm not dealing with a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
And so when that relationship ended, I was dealing with still kind of getting my head around being out of the like very toxic, very not good relationship, then my friend dying, then being out of this relationship that was very kind of, it moved way too fast. Um
I feel like
so
I feel like it's very easy, like at least like from my personal experiences, I feel like it's very easy when you have a traumatic event like that to almost just kind of try to move on in your life and be like, "Oh, well, like this is going to work and this is going to help distract me and make me feel better and I can process through this." And it's hard when you go through, like, you had a very traumatic ending to a relationship and then you went through a very traumatic experience losing a friend and then getting into another relationship. Like that's a lot on your plate.
yeah, it was very hard. I mean, and and because at the time I was very, of course, delusional when I met, like, well, I wouldn't say delusional, but of course I was still dealing with the grief when I
Yeah.
met my recent ex. And then like, and I was like, oh my God, Jake, he sent this man for me. But then it was only after the relationship ended, the guy ended it, um over text,
No.
at his, at the time, very grown age of 29 years old. And so I was like, so, and then it was only after I realized Jake, that's my friend's name, who passed away, he would never have sent a man. He never, like, Jake was very wanting me and my friend Gintari to be strong, independent women.
Mm-hmm.
He was very, he was a man we like that. We don't go, oh man.
Yes,
About.
yes. He's one of the girlies. He's one of like the approved men. Yes.
He literally, like, he understood, like, he was very, in terms of like friendship, he saw, like, to him his girls were friends. That was it. Like, of like when we was at university and that people were saying how like they lived, and he said, oh yeah, I live with me two mates. Said yeah, their names, and then gave their names, and they were girls, and they go, oh hey, living with two girls, hey, and he goes, they're my mates. Like, said, it's nothing, there's out with that. I said, they're my mates.
Yeah.
To him, like, he never saw anything weird with that. He was like, the girls are my mates. Was so able to have, like, not that it's like difficult of ability, but like to have girls as friends,
right,
and it'd be nothing more. And he, like, and then like with like having him like telling us like, know your worth, don't, like, and all of that. So a lot of the advice that I actually give is from him.
yeah,
All the things that he taught me, I was like, well, he's gone now, so it's kind of like his advice has passed down to me to give to the girls, to give to the besties. So a lot of it is like he always said, stay single, and it's only he was teaching us, stay single unless a man like makes being a relationship a good option.
Yeah.
And that, like, that was it. So it was only when he died I started listening to him, which I thought was really strange. Like, but I mean, you do in that situation. So I was like, right, I'm going to be single until a man proves otherwise. And it's been the longest I've been single. And I found out other outlets, like, of course, TikTok.
Yeah.
And that has just been insane.
I feel like it's a great creative outlet. One, you know, Jake's words of wisdom. You're able to pass on his legacy and his wisdom. Maybe he sent you that man as a test. He's like, I'm going to see if this bitch is going to go for this guy or not.
See, it would not surprise me. I have always thought, I was like, did he send this man to me as a divine test?
Yes. He's like, well, you failed. But that's okay.
I think, like, if he did send me that man, he sent him to me to see how strong I would be.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, so, like, because that was the thing, because the guy had, like, texted me and said, I just feel like we're moving things too fast. That was you.
It's
so
always the men. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so I just need some time to figure out what I want. And I was like, So then Jake's words of wisdom took over, and I was thinking, right, I've seen this before. I didn't like the ending, to quote our queen, Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Um, and I was like, let's call this guy out on his bluff. And I thought, right. I thought to myself, I was like, right, can you see yourself with me for the rest of your life? And he goes, what? I was like, can you see yourself with me for the rest of your life? Like, house, kids, a dog, a Kia Sportage, a new build house. Like, can you see yourself like that? And he was like, honestly, no. And I was like, then what are we doing then?
Yeah.
I said, what? So you want me to be in this purgatory where I don't know if we're in a relationship or not, or like what's happening? Because I can probably predict what would have happened. Like, he probably would have come back in 3 days and been like, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake, and then thinking that I would accept him back. Or I don't think he was expecting that reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, yeah, this man didn't know. He did not know the power of Jake. He did not, like, he thought, no. Like, and then, so I said to him, well, well, what are we doing then? I said, I know, there's a man out there that doesn't need space, time, and whatever to know that he wants to be with me. And I need to find that. I know my worth. It's definitely not this, and it's definitely not you.
This is how you feel, then like it's over. Like there's nothing else to discuss. If you feel this way, you're clearly ending it. And you're right, it is. I think as women, we do ourselves a disservice sometimes by allowing these men to just like kind of either string us along or not communicate what they want. And like those things are very important to discuss. Like,
yeah.
And if you don't,
the closure is the closure is the disgust. It's the disrespect.
Yes,
that is it.
Yes.
Like, if a man or anyone, like, if like for no reason, unless it is a thing of safety, ending something via text, the closure is the disrespect.
Yes,
and that is it.
And yeah, like you're right. Like, now, like looking back, how you would, handle that in the future. And it was a learning experience. And I think that's what's really great about like you and having this like community of besties is you're able to kind of share some of that wisdom because it's hard, even though it might not be good for you. And you're like, nah, like I don't need this, like the disrespect, like that's the closure. You still wonder. Like, I think it's very human just to wonder, like, what's going on? Like, what happened?
Definitely. Like, this is why, like, whenever the besties do say anything to me, like they say, like, I just don't know about this, I don't know, and I'm like, valid. Like, I as much as I am very, like, it's very from like how I can see it is, it's so easy for me to say, like, cut it off, Bennett, like, it's hard. It's emotionally very hard for that person.
Yeah.
So it's so important that when a bestie does say that, I'm just like, valid. Feelings are very, very valid. I understand completely how you feel. You want to know why this has happened. It's because it's a shock.
Yeah.
You want to know why this happened. You want all of the questions. I get it. Of course.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm like, I've been through similar, but I always say everything looks better in 2 weeks. Everything looks better. Give it the power of 2. So it's going to be horrendous for 2 hours. It's going to be awful for 2 days. But it's going to be better in 2 weeks. And then everything will be different. Then you'll start to feel better in 2 months, and your life's going to look different in 2 years.
I love that. I love that advice. I think that's so, so perfect because it is, you're right. Like it does, like once 2 weeks goes by, you're like, that was 2 weeks ago. I feel so much different about it now. And I think you get some hindsight too.
Definitely. Like 2 weeks if like, because whenever I've gone through something like that, even now, I just think I just have to wait for the 2 weeks to be over,
Mm-hmm.
and that is it. Like, I mean, I've been in therapy for 4 years as well, because of course, after everything that happened,
Yeah.
those awful 8 months, like, now don't get me wrong, the relationship wasn't awful or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's the, like, I can look on maturity now. The relationship wasn't awful. The ending was awful. Yes, the relationship was a bit love bomby, but in hindsight, the relationship wasn't awful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's, but yeah, so I just kind of look at it like in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, the relationship wasn't awful or anything like that. It was just how it ended was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, going from, in the space of 24 hours, maybe even that 48 hours, like, this man's like the absolute love of my life. He is like absolutely amazing, to I do not recognize this person within the space of 48 hours. And that was quite hard.
Yeah.
But I just kind of think to myself, I'm like, well, I mean, it's been 4 years, and that's just kind of how I look at it, as that was a time in my life. It's all a lesson. It
Absolutely.
is. Like, so, but yeah, so and after everything that happened, I was like, yeah, I just don't know what to do. And then my friend she's bestie Kate.
Love it.
She said, like, go to therapy, and I was gonna say age on the NHS, like, and she said, well, no, go private. I was like, that's gonna be really expensive. She was like, no. She said, it's like, I'll convert it into dollars.
Thank you.
Uh, she said no, it's like £45. So in dollars, I would say that's about $65-70 maybe.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. So, and I was like, okay. So I went. So yeah, started going. I'm still with the same therapist.
That's awesome.
And it's kind of like, it's so, like, I'd even still go. I think even if I did get in a relationship, I'd probably need it then more than ever.
Yes.
So, like,
Yeah.
so that I can watch out for those red flags. But yeah, it's so important to kind of, like, it's never the end of the world in terms of, like, love or finding love, especially when you know how to be on your own. Of course, I've been on my own for 4 years. Like, I've been on my own, but I'm not alone, sort of thing.
How has the last 4 years been for you, being single?
It's been kind of eye-opening, because of course I went from, like, being in my late 20s to now I'm 30. So I've had that kind of transition of, it's not been like in the middle of completely like mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
I've literally gone from mid to late 20s to late 20s to 30. So it has been really, it's been very strange. I mean, I must admit, it's been kind of, yeah, it's been very interesting.
Yeah.
See kind of the transition, but as I have got older, how in myself I've transitioned with dating, it's very much been, I've given less fucks as time's gone on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, literally the first kind of weirdness or red flag, I'm like, bang, just like, and
it's so much easier. I think in your 30s, I love being in my 30s. My 20s, like, I look back and I'm like, man, that was a battlefield. Like, the 30s feel good. Like, the 30s, like, I feel like you're kind of like, you're right. Like, less fucks are given and the red flags are easier to see.
Definitely. Like, I mean, I was actually talking to a friend about this, I believe yesterday or a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to my friend, because she's turning 30 in June, and I said to her, and I said to her, oh, like, and she said, I have such a good feeling about my 30s. And I said, honestly, I said, my my life got better at 30.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. She said, I'm going to graduate from university, because she's training to be a nurse. She said, my daughter's going to be 3 when I graduate. She said, I just have such a good feeling. And I was like, this is like amazing. And I mean, like, my friends that have turned 30, like, their lives have just, like, weirdly enough, they've got better,
Mm-hmm.
or they're going through something completely new. Like, and honestly, like, when my life got better, like, my life literally got better, that, like, when I turned 30, like, before I turned 30, I think about a week before, one of my closest friends came back into my life after many years, as the person she's always wanted to be.
Oh.
And unbeknownst to, like, I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
As like the like this so it was it was so, I had been wanting her to come back for so many years. Like, nothing happened, nothing bad happened or anything like that. She was just going through her own struggles. And then a few days before my birthday, she came back. She came back into mine and our friend's life, and I'm not even kidding. I think I cried as soon as she came back. It was the greatest. I think she didn't even mean to come back right before my birthday, but, like, she came back and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was like, and because there was always something missing in my life, and I was like, yeah, there was always something missing, and it was her.
Yeah.
And then when she came back, I was like, oh my God, you're back and you're a woman?
We love it. We love it.
I know. And I was like, and she was like, yeah. I was like, and you're a fucking stunning woman and all. Like,
that's incredible.
Like, Jesus Christ. And she was like, I know, I'm hot now. And,
that's awesome.
Like, and it was so nice to see her be her true self.
Yeah.
And all of, like, and it was just so beautiful to see. And yeah, she came back, and it was all I wanted for my 30th birthday without even realizing.
That's incredible.
And literally, I turned 30, and then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, I got on a plane for the first time in 13 years.
Wow.
On my own.
Wow.
I went to a country I've never been to before to go to my friend's wedding, and the whole wedding was in a language I didn't speak, and I went to the wedding on my own, and I had a wonderful time.
I was saying, did you feel like a bad bitch then? Were you like, hell yeah, I can do anything. Anything.
I did. This was possibly the scariest thing I could have ever done.
Yeah.
And I've done it all on my own. Like,
it is. Yeah.
And
you did it.
And I was like, if I could do that, I can. I was like, it was just, honestly, it was the best thing. Like, and the friend's wedding that I went to, she has always got me out of whatever horrendous mental health I've ever had. She has always, she is one of the most wonderful friends I am blessed to have in my life. Like in lockdown, we actually spent Christmas together.
Oh, I love
Um,
that.
got like seeing her getting married to a wonderful man. Her husband is a very wonderful man. Um, and seeing that because like my friends who are in long-term relationships, they are kind of my, they're very much kind of like my role models for what a good relationship is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, yeah, like what I sort of like look at. And I'm like, well,
Of course.
if it, yeah, if it's not that, then no.
And we don't want it. We don't want it if it's not that energy, because you have these examples of healthy relationships that you're seeing, and you're seeing these friends, especially like your friend Jeannie, who you're so close to. And I feel like once you spend like a holiday together, you're together for life. You are going to be besties for life. Like you are girlfriends for life.
She literally is like, she is the best, like she is like every single video without fail. She is liking the video. She's like, she is the most amazing support.
That's
incredible. Like all of my friends are, of course they are, and it's just so amazing.
And you need that support group, and it sounds like you have such a strong support group of women around you, and you need that to build you up, especially, you know, just the experiences you've shared with me and what you've been through. Like, look what you're building online. It's amazing. And that's what, you know, like me as like a viewer really resonated with. I'm like, this is so relatable. All right. Are you ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So I was obsessed with you when I saw your first video. Well, the first video I had seen of the ghost stories. And I'm like, this is absolutely brilliant, because dating feels like a never ending ghost story. And just it's the fact that you're like in the dark. And Larry, of course, we're going to have to clip like one of your TikToks in here.
And then the man, after 8 years together, said, we're not in a relationship. And when she walked into the date, she found the man had bought his best friend. This was not agreed prior to the date. Yeah.
Just like the way that you like say it, and the way you say a man, what had me howling laughing was I can't even do it. It's like the thing that you do at the end, and you shake your like the camera. Yes. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So I need to know everything. I need to know, are besties sending in the content? Is this coming from your personal like experiences? Like, give me all the juice. I want all of it.
It's all of it. So how my videos work a lot of the time is it's a mix of my own experiences. And so the first video is always my kind of own experience. And then then after I've posted the video, especially if it does really well, I look in the comments section and see kind of like the stories and all of that. And I do reply to the ones that I really, really like. And then I will use it, like I mix them in like the next video, or something. But yeah, usually a lot of the time it is like my own experiences, and that's kind of the precedent for all of my videos, because the thing that people say to me is, this feels really real. So and then people are so surprised that they're like, the reason it actually feels real is because all of them are my real stories. Like all of the stories that I share in any of my skits, whether it's like customers or Facebook groups or anything like that, they're all real. I mean, that's the thing that people don't like. They're just like, why does this feel really real? Like what? And I'm just like, it's because it is. Because
we're all living it right now. That's why.
Literally, and then so the ghost stories started, um it just started as a silly idea in my brain, like all of them. Like, it was just a silly idea in my brain of, like, kind of just a bit of silly
Yeah.
sort of thing. And I was like, so I kind of got a little bit of the inspiration from the girls who did at Halloween a haunted house sort of thing. But I don't have the production value for that because I'm one person. um so, which I think is kind of like a thing that people sort of like, is that it's very low production. It's
We love it.
literally
Yes.
like all of my videos are filmed when I'm sat in the car, and there's no big kind of green screen or filters. It is literally just me, like, sat in the car, like, with my phone. This is the actual phone I
Oh my
film on.
God, the phone, guys. It's the phone.
And then, like, literally just me doing this.
And I love it.
And like,
It's so
literally just
relatable.
me. It's just me going, ah! And so the actual kind of like filming for it, so the first 2 or 3 videos, they were filmed in the bed, in literally where I'm sat. But then after that I realized, oh, I can actually, like, my bathroom, so I have an ensuite and it hasn't got any windows.
Okay, what does that mean? What is that? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, an ensuite is it's kind of, so you have the master bedroom,
Okay.
so, and then it's a bathroom attached to it. So
Oh, okay.
so this is the actual
We're getting a tour.
Welcome to my office. So yeah, this is the actual room I use to film the ghost stories. This is my bathroom, and this is a towel.
Oh my God. That's so special.
Yeah, so this is the actual room, and as you can see, there's no there is no, like, windows, so you literally shut the door.
This is like MTV Cribs.
It's dark.
Stop. This is the thing. This is the segment.
And then, oh man!
Yes. Yes. This is incredible. Okay. So now that you've given us the behind the scenes, and, like, we're kind of, like, learning where, like, the content is coming from, which, like, for me, when I first saw it, I was like, I feel like I'm on a sleepover with, like, my best friend. And, like, we're telling ghost stories about men. Like, that's what it felt like for me. And I love it. Don't change a thing about it. I love it. Do you have some exclusives that you'd like to share with us today? Any exclusive ghost stories for the Dammit Danii listeners?
We'll start production. And then the man, after 8 years together, said, "We're not together!" And of course, oh man!
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's incredible. There was one that I pulled actually from a video you recently posted, and you were talking about, like, guys. I think you're talking about maybe, like, DMs, and it was about, like, being chased, and you're like, princess, princess, find the man you're looking for. I forget how I'm doing a horrible job at paraphrasing this, but just the way you called him a princess, I was like, this is my girl. I love this. This is incredible.
Like, because I've had this, like, so a recent one that I had, I think I had shared the WhatsApps. This guy had, like, planned a day and all of that, and I didn't hear from him for, like, days, and I was like, okay. So to get ahead of it, because of course I didn't want what happens, like, so many of the besties have, which is, like, the guy just, like, messages them on the day, like, maybe 2 hours prior, saying, "Hey, like, so we're still down, and I'm like, huh? Like, no,
No.
like, just like I'm in bed, like, where you are not welcome, but like, just like, hon, I am face masked on, ripping ass in my bed sheets.
Yes. Yes.
No,
No.
you are not welcome here. Like, it just, like, and then, and it's just like, no, we're not going on this date. You haven't spoken to me in days. They're like, well, you didn't message me.
Stop it. Like, come
I
on. That is princess.
I hope you find the man you're looking for next. Like, just these men, like, wanting to be like, and they're just like, well, you never said, well, you never messaged me, you never checked in on me. Yeah, you left me, like, and then one, like, I think, yeah, a couple of comments that I'd had, it was like, and like it was, of course, like the Gen Xers that were like, well, we never did this in my day, and I'm just like, we have many of communication. Yeah, that's because you didn't have things like phones or like anything. I mean, my parents, they celebrated their 43rd wedding anniversary last week.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, they celebrated by buying a new car.
Keeping the romance alive.
They didn't expect to buy a new car, but yeah. So, and then, but like, yeah, back then, of course, well, yeah, the person was kind of in close proximity anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like that you would date, but yeah, like you would still keep in contact or something,
right?
When now you have zero excuse to not be in contact with someone. Like, I mean, a man called his wife from the frigging moon.
Literally, if he wanted to, he would.
Literally, I'm like, I'm sorry, like, a man called his wife from the moon to say I love you to the moon, but Darren, 34, a scaffolder from Nottingham, can't text you for 4 days?
Like, but why? But why?
Yeah, it's just like, exactly. And I'm like, it's just genuinely the craziest thing. And all I can think of is, like, I'm just like, right, I'm sorry, but man can call his wife from the frigging moon.
Literally.
I'm sure Darren, for a scaffolder from Nottingham, like,
get your shit together,
can text you back.
Literally.
And then there was like a couple of like people saying, yeah, like, you plan the date, you go on, like, it, like, said I don't expect a man to talk to me like every day, like, up until the date. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I got called emotion, like, avoidant, that I've got an avoidant attachment style. And I'm like, I think someone, like, you wanting someone to talk to you, like, all the time, like, I wouldn't say all the time, but like, yeah,
just touching base.
Yeah, up until the day, but like, because they were saying that, of course, I cut it off because the person didn't speak to me, and that's what made me avoidant. I'm like, if anything, that is the opposite. Like, if you want someone to talk to you, and then there was like someone else. It was a comment that I'd highlighted and made a video on.
Okay.
And the girl said, yeah, well, like, my boyfriend said he didn't message me for like 3 days afterwards, like, for like 3 days. And I said, and you know what I did? I messaged him. I'm like, right idea, wrong bitch. So, and I was like, I said, and turns out he was just nervous. And now we've been together for 6 years. I'm like, 6 years without a ring, though. But I'm like, sorry. Like, I mean, fair enough. If as a woman you say like I'm not ready to get married, absolutely fair. Like
Right.
I get it,
Right.
absolutely fair. But if a man says it, it's I believe fully that it's intention.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is a big difference between like woman's intention and a man's intention. If a woman doesn't want to get married or anything like that, can't see themselves getting married, I get it. I 100% get it because it's not from a place of non-commitment or
Right.
anything like that. It's from a place of like independence, and I fully like valid. But if a man, it's the intention. A man's intention and a woman's intention is very, very different. I feel like
It is. And I feel like as a woman, we'll communicate that at the beginning. We're going to be like, hey, I don't want this, or I don't want that, or I'm not looking for this, or vice versa. Like
yeah,
maybe you are like looking for your forever partner, or you want kids, or whatever that might be. I feel like as women, and this is a very general statement, I'm sure not all women are like this, but I think generally we're very upfront about what we want and how we feel.
yeah.
So, and I think where men sometimes falter is like they're not as upfront about how they feel or what they want or what their intention is.
There's so many times that as women where we've seen in dating the classic, yeah, I'm still figuring it out, I don't know what I want, and it's like you're 35.
I'm sorry. When you said date, like when you said in one of your videos, I'm still trying to figure out my dating goals and I'm 37 years old. I was like, what? Because that's so true. Like, I don't know if like on these like dating profiles, if like you're think you're creating some type of like mystique with it. I don't understand it. Like, what are we figuring out? What dating goals are we figuring out?
Exactly, and it's like, well, can you figure it out over there?
Away
like
from me.
like just like go to therapy, please.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
please figure it out to a therapist.
Uh-huh.
Like so, but yeah, I feel like but it's very, yeah, like intentional. But if you are 6 years, you want to get married, you are like ready to get married, but the man doesn't, I'd just be like, there is a man who will get engaged to you after 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, like men that like, I remember this conversation I had. Weirdly enough, it was in a nightclub when I was 21.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 21 at the time, and weirdly enough, Jake was with me, and I met these two brothers. I met these two brothers. I was talking to one guy. I was trying to get with his brother, and the guy was like, he was talking to me about his wife, and he said, like, I can tell you now, as a man in my 30s, he said, I can tell you, he said, a man knows immediately. He said, I saw my wife across the room at a club and I knew immediately that was my wife. He said, immediately.
Mm-hmm.
He said, there was no, he said, a man knows.
Yeah.
Like, trust me. He said, yeah, do not believe, like, a man doesn't know, because trust me, they do. And like every single man that I have seen like on TikTok or anything like that has said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like they have like said any of these like men, especially like men who are married or anything, they always say like they knew. Like I was thinking about this in the car when I was driving today, about Sex in the City, because of course that has come up a lot. And all I could think of is like in those, like, I mean, how many seasons? Like six or something? Six.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And all of that time, like Carrie was chasing Big, and he even got married to someone else,
Uh-huh.
and she still never backed down. And I'm thinking, he told you. He literally got married to someone else. Like, did barely knew like this woman, and he knew, like, even though he was like the most uncommitting man, suddenly he could commit
Yes.
to a woman, and he got whole ass married to someone. And all I could think of is, like, of course it's drama, like it's fictional, but like,
Right, like we gotta have the drama. We gotta have the drama, but
and
yes.
I was just like, and you still went ahead and chased this man, this non-committing man who told you, like, it's easy to see this at 30, like, see time and time and time again. I was like, he got whole ass married to
Yeah.
someone in that whole time. And all I could think of is, like, looking back now, I'm like, and then it's like, Carrie, you're the one, after 6 years, and he had a whole ass marriage as well. And I'm just like, what? Like,
It's very, I think for like me, like especially because like I grew up watching that show, like I was a teenager when I
yeah,
watched it, and like I think it was very confusing in a sense because it's almost like you're like, oh, like this is what I should do. Like if you really want him, like stick to it, you know? And I don't feel that way anymore.
no, like, I mean, it's it's very, like, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, who happens to be a guy, and he literally, like, said to me, he said, like, yeah, men are very intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Said, like, if a man likes it, especially when you get to like your late 20s, get to 30, there is no shame. There isn't.
No.
Like, there is, like, it's not like the embarrassing liking someone in high school. Like, it's,
Right.
we're grown ass adults now. It's like, it's like, who cares, like, sort of thing. It's like, yeah, if a man, if you're, okay, within reason, but like, if you're second guessing if a man likes you,
He doesn't.
unless, unless it's kind of like you are like friends or something, you know them or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, I kind of get it,
Right.
but at the same time, but it's like, yeah, men are very intentional, you know.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
yeah, there is kind of like no shame.
What is a Sabrina Carpenter song that like girls will tell themselves lies? Like will basically like like if we really are like into somebody, we will almost kind of see past these things and be like, "Oh, like I'm going to come up with a story to validate why he did this and he does want me." And the reality is like you are correct. Like men are very intentional and
Yeah,
you will know. You will know if you're getting that energy back from them.
definite. I believe if I could have any law or whatever or rule, it would be, as soon as a woman, it's, let's call it 16 to 18, I would make it a law that every woman, either 16 to 18, has to sit down and watch the movie He's Just Not That Into You.
Yes.
Because, like, that, because that film is, it's literally, of course it was made from the tagline of, like, from Sex and the City, he's just not that, like, in that scene of, like, Jack Berger telling Miranda he's just not that into you, and saying, yeah, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, like, he's just not that into you. So yeah, like, men, like, if they're really interested, like, they're booking the next day, they're doing this, there's no mixed messages, there's no mixed signals. If a man wants you, they're intentional.
Yes.
And of course, that transpired into a book, then to a movie. And seeing that, it was like, and then seeing that film, like, and then like the cat like this and then this character like the character like Jennifer Goodwin's character, they're saying, yeah, but what if I'm the exception? He goes, no, you're not, because the exception, like, it's true, like the exception happens
Yeah.
when you don't expect it. That's the whole point. And people are running off of this expectation of, yeah, but because it happened to a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend's auntie, sisters, nephews,
This
like
urban
dogs.
legend.
Yeah. So because it happened to, and people, and then a lot of women especially run off of the fact of it happened to a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, then it can happen to me. But that's the whole thing of that friend of a friend of a friend of a friend didn't probably expect it.
Yeah.
That's why they are the exception to that rule. It is very, very rare sort of thing. But then they're expecting that, yeah, well, like that happened to that person, but you're running off of the delusion that you are the exception.
Yes.
And that is what runs like this mixed messages, the delusion, all of that, when truthfully, that is not the case. The exception only happens when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
The rule is 9 times out of 10. Like, and yeah, the exception to the rule, it only exists when you don't expect it, which was very obvious, like at the end of the movie. And Jennifer Goodwin's character, she did turn out to be the exception, but it's when she wasn't looking for it.
Yeah. That's a good movie. I'm going to have to rewatch it. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, honestly, like the start of it was like so women's conversations. Like, it was literally, well, maybe he lost your numbers, and well, maybe he's just busy. Well, maybe this, or maybe that. And it's like, no, he's just not that into you.
Yep.
And like the thing is, yeah, Justin Long, his character,
Yeah.
and he's like, and he said he's not calling you because he doesn't want to call you. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
Like,
And it's true. It's so true. Okay. We have hit the point of the show where we're ready for your damn it moment.
oh, I have. See, this is why this is the perfect podcast for me, because I am full of Dammit Danii moments.
Yes.
Like, my entire life is Dammit Danii moments.
I love it. I
Like,
love it. I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
so rather than picking, so I can give you like a couple that I think are like, this is like my, I would say, yeah, embarrassing moments. Most of them all happen at work.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
So, yeah, most of them happen at work. So one of the jobs that I used to do, so of course, I'm a delivery driver, but I did used to do Amazon Flex,
Okay.
delivering parcels. And I was delivering in pretty much almost like torrential rain and in the countryside, where of course it's very muddy. I was on stop 4 of a 28 stop delivery route, and I fell over in thick mud, and I mean very thick mud, and I had got the entire left side of my body completely muddy.
No.
Because I'd fallen arse over tit, is what we say in the UK, arse over tit. And I had to carry on the rest of the delivery stop, the rest of the delivery shift, head to toe in mud.
No.
Luckily, the customers never said anything. Then there was another time doing deliveries, once again doing parcels. It was really dark. it was really dark at night, and I had delivered a parcel to I'd mistaken like a house, and to put it in their safe spot, which was like so we have like recycling boxes, and they're like a safe place to put them in. So I put it in the box, and I was like, oh my god, it's the wrong house. So of course this was very like dark, it was late, it was like late in the evening. And then I went to go pick up the parcel, and the homeowner of the wrong house comes out, and I look like a raccoon in the headlights. And I was like, Yuri. So it looked like I was stealing something. And then the guy just looked at me and just went, "You're a delivery driver," and I was like, "I just got the wrong house. I'm so sorry." And he goes, "Okay, what number are you looking for?" I was like, number this. He goes, "It's 2 doors down." I was like, "Thank you." So yeah, that was very awkward.
Yeah.
And there was another time. So I was delivering to a house. I've told this story before. It's like one of the most I think the most embarrassing.
I can't wait.
So I was delivering to a house, and I recognized I knew the name and everything, so I kind of knew whose house it was. And so I was driving down the road, and there was a car following behind me the whole time, and I was like, okay, like just like need to like park the car. There was loads of raised curbs because and everything, like to park like legally or whatever. This was late at night anyway. So I parked in front of the drive of the house.
Okay.
And the car following on behind me was flashing its lights at me, kind of indicating he wanted to get onto the drive. So I blocked the person from getting onto their own drive. And so I parked legally, realised I was going to the house, the person I just blocked.
No.
And so I had to face the driver of the house I just blocked, got out the car, and he just went, "You're a delivery driver, aren't you?" I was like, "Yes." I go up to the front door. I delivered to one of my friend's houses, and the person I just blocked him was my friend's brother.
No.
So we both arrived at the door at the same time, and this is a very good friend of mine. He opened the door very excited to see me, and then I had to tell him the embarrassing thing that just happened. But of course, he knows me. He was like, "Yeah, of course that was going to happen. Like, of course, like."
Like, of course that would happen. How many times do you hear, like, "Are you a delivery driver?" Like, how many times does that happen to you?
I hear it all the time. Like, because especially they don't expect a female delivery driver,
Yeah,
as well. And so the amount of times I've had the door open, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's a woman." I'm like, that kind of. I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure the doctor said that to me in the way, like when my mum was giving birth to me." But I mean, just
you're like, "No shit."
they're just like, "It's a girl." So I didn't realize I was at my own gender reveal.
It's hilarious. It's absolutely incredible. I think that's a great Dammit moment to end on. And Suzie, I really appreciate you taking this time. I know that it's like get very late where you are. So I appreciate you hopping on and talking with me. I'm obsessed with your TikToks. I'm obsessed with you. Thank you so much for doing this. Can you, if you have a message for the besties, if you want to shout out what you're working on or handles, the floor is yours.
Thank you. All I have to say is, oh man!
Yes, it never gets old. It never gets old. I love it so much. It's so true.
Not just that, but also But yeah, so I'm just like working on doing the series that I really love, doing a lot more of the like showcasing like people like profiles. Of course those are sent in from the besties. um but yeah, so I'm kind of like displaying my Instagram a little bit like more. Like I've only just put it in my link tree.
Okay.
Because I was like, well, people are going to find it anyway, so like, it's not a secret or anything. But yeah, so my Instagram is Suzie Positivity. It's still in like my old name because, of course, it's the Instagram I've had for many, many years. So I was like, yeah, I think everyone would be like really weirded out if I just said the female David Mitchell. But yeah, so of course my TikTok is still the female David Mitchell. But yeah, Instagram is Suzie Positivity. But yeah.
I love it. I love it. All the besties need to go find her. Listeners of the podcast, you need to watch her TikToks. They are incredible. There are so many series to watch, so don't miss any of them. Of course, I think you guys know my personal favorite. And I just really appreciate you. I am so excited to see what's on the horizon for you. Keep making content. And I'm honored that I'm your first podcast. So thank you so much for being a guest.
Honestly, it could not have been a more suited podcast because I am very much, it's a all about, yeah, like the besties, the way, like honest, like it's all about. And as well, like I am literally just like all, like I am very much that I was like, as soon like when I saw the podcast, I was like, this is literally me, full of just embarrassing moments. And like, oh, like I swear, people like say to me like, oh, for God's sake.
I've heard that a lot too.
Very much like the embarrassing situations I get myself into. And yeah, it's very very me.
I love it. So on brand. So thank you so much for being here again. And I keep saying besties because it fits so well. But friends of the podcast, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.